Hello, my friends. I just finished filming for the school. We are one of the projects actually for online school. I'm talking about schoolofwoodcarving.com. One of the projects we're working on, it's a grape onlay. I'm glad you're here, and I want to show you something else. I'm working on, you can see behind me, and also let me get another panel, this one. That is my project I'm working on right now, and that is a shade for pipe organ. It's gonna be in New York, state of New York City, and that's a shade which is gonna cover the pipes. Now, that is gonna be all gold leafed. I'm getting a lot of emails about should I send that or I shouldn't send that. I'm talking about the sandpaper and so on, how to, just to prepare for the finish. Let me tell you my opinion. It all depends on the finish which is going to be applied in an application. In this case, like I said, it's going to be gold leafed, and it's going to be traditionally done. Gold leafing, it's going to be water gilded. I'm not going to tell you the process, but for the water gilding, the surface has to be stabilized. Okay, stabilized, and then you do the steps of the gold leafing and so on. But it's not the subject of the video today. Subject of the video today, should I send it or not to send it, or just leave it how some people saying it out of the gouge. The question is how it was done before, previously, in a Baroque time. By the way, this style is mid-German Baroque. I know if you're familiar with acanthus leaves, there are lots of different acanthus leaves. German acanthus, but it's not only German. It could be North German, could be Mid-German, Southern German, it could be English, it could be a French acanthus. Again, French acanthuses, it all depends on the area and the shop who did it actually. In this case, it's a German acanthus, and it's all obviously, you can see, pierced. But the interesting fact about organ building, you have to calculate how much space you have to take out, and it's got to be about 50% wood, 50% holes. Okay, so that is how much you're taking out. But the question is, how did they do previously for the gold leafing? They did not have any sandpaper. Yes, some people could say they used like a shark skin, but not everybody's used to live close to the ocean. What did they use? Okay, some people, let's say in England, they used rush, like reeds, river reeds, and they would just probably sand it. Sometimes I'm using it also myself, and that is what I'm talking about, reed rush. You can buy that in musical instrument stores, and yeah, you can use it probably just for the sanding. Okay, so it's equal to 400 reed, and that is the fact actually. In England, even famous Green Gibbons, he did use that reed rush. So that is the fact. Okay, so you can that is the answer, historical answer. So what they used the reed rush, they used skin of the shark. Some of those people used actually, like a 15th century guys, they used glass okay, and they would just get a piece of glass and they would scrape it. The scraping is one of the techniques they used all over the Europe. What you could use just a scraper. Okay, in this case I'm using just pretty much carving knife and scrape that whole surface, and that's gonna give you really good result. Scraping. Later, after the scraping, you could just burnish it with the same species of wood. In this case I'm using American basswood. It's pretty much the same as European linden or European limewood, and you can burnish it. Okay, so that's gonna give you a shiny surface, really shiny surface. Why would you do that? For the gold leaf, it's gotta be shiny. Before you apply the gold leaf, it's gotta be shiny. Otherwise, it's not gonna be looking good. But modern days, personally, I mean, if it's a gold leaf, as much as I love out of the chisel finish, I'm still using some, sanding. And what I'm using, I am a really big fan of the mesh. I'm talking about like, those guys. This is by Merca. Just for you can just read it better. And that is the mesh. That's what I'm using for the sanding. I really like it because it has those holes, and when you sand with that, you're not leaving too much abrasive on the inside of the wood. All of those, whatever the dust, go right inside of the sandpaper. It's not even paper. It's mesh. Okay? But that is what I like to use. Also, it's really kind of hard to find nowadays any stabilized wood, like air dry. Most of the time when you buy wood, it would be kiln dry, and all of the movements of the puffiness of the wood is also creating the problem. What you can do, what I like to do, before I sand, I like to just get light coat of sanding sealer. I also use if it's gonna be for the gold leaf, I'm using 4000 grit Merca. It's a final step, and it gives me beautiful shiny result. It's gonna be gold ready. Okay? But obviously you gotta be really careful when you're doing it. I hope it helps. So, to answer your question, yes, it is okay. It is absolutely okay to sand the thing. Alright, so that is how it looks. It's actually gonna be angled like this. Two pieces gonna go together. On the miter, you can see the miter on the back side, and it's gonna be mitered together. That is how it's supposed to go together. Now, you're not gonna find a lot of details on this carving because it is made for the really high. It's gonna be huge musical instrument, huge pipe organ, and it's authentic to German Baroque. For the gold leaf, you don't usually put too many intricate details because it's gonna be a nightmare for the gold leafing. But that's how it's supposed to look. All right. So, like it. If you find this helpful, subscribe it. Have a good one.